It's Saturday and the time is 1 o'clock. Chillmonger's ready, so the show's about to start. The beat's steady, so the flow got a beat too. You like my intro, so I made one just for you. Chillmonger, he be from the north. 33 questions, you got no other choice but to check him out and feel his vibe. He got one of the hottest shows alive. So have a seat and tune in. Chill is ready, so let's begin. 33 fire questions. Chillmonger made these questions. Please check out these questions. Saturday, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't you miss it. Don't miss it. Peace.
You're watching my favorite YouTube channel. I am Chillmonger. And that intro was by Danny from the YouTube channel Comic Chat. You guys know Danny from Comic Chat, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
He's a must follow. He's a must subscribe. As are you, the Basco Scenario. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And we've got Mads Mama Bear. Hello, Mads. Hello,
Hey.
Mama. You want me to call Mama Bear, right? That's what you told me last time.
Mama Bear is just easier. There's at this point, when I started out, I was the only Mads, and now there's like 20 of us. So
I would imagine there's many Mama Bears too.
Yeah.
There's probably more Mama Bears than there are Mads.
probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
33 burning questions. The first question: how many doctors are in Kamartaj? Strange can't be the only one.
I'm sure there's chiropractors.
There is, because she showed the book of Ancient One, showed him acupuncture that first time he comes to the Kamartaj. In that temple, there are most definitely, I don't know if they're legal or they're practicing with a doctorate, but I would say that they definitely have those.
Are you saying there's $5 happy endings? That's what you're saying?
Whoa, you took it somewhere I didn't take it. Of the three people on the panel to take it there,
That would be me.
Mama Bear, how many doctors do you think there are? So chiropractors, they're Strange. That's like what, 10
Well,
right there?
She's already familiar with how to explain. The Ancient One was already familiar with how to explain it to a doctor. So clearly there is prior experience there as to how many. It's not even sure how many you could actually say are actually in Kamartaj.
Mm-hmm. Like, who keeps tabs? It's in the books. They have attendance book at the door. Everybody that comes in has to write, credentials.
What's going on, Second Street Marvel?
It-
And hello to the other person who's in this live chat who is completely not a real person, who probably just created an account just to play with me because holy smokes. I'm not going to read all of your comments. I'm not going to read a single one of your comments, sir. I'm not even going to recognize your name right now or click on it. If I click on it, it's by accident because I don't believe you are a real person. Prove me wrong. Question number 2 of 33. How many belt strikes did young Marc / Steven take before Dad stepped in? Because we just saw the flashback to give us his origin. Mom takes out the belt. He goes, I'm Steven now. How many times did she...
I think I heard 3.
But the camera cuts away.
But I think I heard 3 though.
And did Dad step in though? Because we kind of saw from outside the door, and I don't think he ran. Oh, I'm gonna save you, son. I think he let her get the aggression out. He stayed with her till she died.
Mm-hmm.
That man was not a man. That was a bad father. There was at least, it was until the mom was satisfied. How many? Shoot, 20, 30. No, the way that Mark Spector had to be to create an alternate ego for himself, it was way more than 10. It was like hundreds.
The abuse must have been severe.
Superhero level.
For that particular scene, though, I think there was 3 that you hear echoing out from that scene, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to go back and watch it. But yeah.
Okay. Mama Bear, how many belt strikes were there?
God, I couldn't count. That was a hard scene. It's a hard scene.
How did you like it as far as like an explanation for the dissociative personality disorder? Do you think it was something that people who maybe live with it will watch it and go, I'm angry? Or will they watch it and go, finally someone gets me. They're putting my story out there.
Actually, there is one YouTuber who does a lot of shorts that she does talk about that kind of stuff a lot. And she seemed to be very much in favor of how it was being presented. Like, I don't know a lot about DID personally. I could talk more about some other areas on the, on the spectrum and that kind of stuff, but it seemed like it could be a viable reason.
And that's what matters, I guess. If you're trying to produce a show and you want to teach a lesson, make sure that it's one that resonates and it's not one that just like adds filth and adds darkness to the conversation. You want it to be something that moves us forwards. And to me, as someone who's completely ignorant, even to the Moon Knight character, but to DID, did you call it? Like I learned right now it's an acronym. Okay, like I learned, and I'm learning as I go. So I think that it did its job, and so far I haven't heard any negativity towards it. Adnan says, "Assalamu alaikum and Eid Mubarak." Oh, he's so nice. No spoilers for Doctor Strange 2, please. YouTube is full of them today. This is not a safe place for you. I would recommend that you leave because I had guests who were gonna do the show with me, but that's not happening anymore. K Dot, if you want to come in, neighbor to the north had to step out because
I'll admit I have not seen the movie either.
Don't worry, I will move all of the spoiler questions to the bottom. I'm doing it now, like filtering through all the questions so that I don't say anything stupid. Trinity says, "What's worse, getting beat by mommy and creating alternate personality, or a group of people with Stockholm syndrome over their abusers and abductors?" No, that's Guardians of the Galaxy. Trinity goes on a rant for that. That's exactly what they are. The fifth question, because I have to skip 3 and 4. Which arc reactor looks nicer, the triangle one that Tony had, or was it the circle one?
Oh, I like the vintage circle one.
I have to agree. The circle one is just, that's more iconic to Iron Man. I always struggled with the triangle.
Maybe because I know the triangle came second, it makes the triangle seem more better. But the circle one, well, yeah, it's a circle. Isn't like the circle the strongest shape? That's what they say, isn't it? So, no, the triangle is the strongest shape. Why did you that? That was wrong. On bridges, they put triangles. You got me.
That is correct.
It is triangles. So you want doctors?
Circle is the path of least resistance when it comes to that kind of stuff. That's why bubbles always naturally go into a circle unless you provide extenuating factors.
Yeah, a little science there. No triangle. Nah, I don't know. We got 2 for triangle. We got 3 if you consider Trinity's answer. I think you guys win. Majority goes to Trinity. Question number 6. Did Layla give more Wonder Woman vibes or Blue Beetle vibes?
I would say Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she did the whole crossing, the same move as Wonder Woman.
I think that I think that was kind of wrong. That we know the movie of Wonder Woman came out. Why would, even if it was in the script and the costume was already made, if that movie comes out, you got to rearrange, you got to change the color, you got to repaint it, you got to do everything to make it the same. They make different. They look like they made everything the same. I
found that so unnecessary. Like they should have just left her human. Again, it's something we're seeing a lot of, in these shows. It's the elevation of the male character having to need help, and whose show was this? Was it her show? Like, you know what I mean? For that episode, what did she need to have that suit in order to help him? What we all wanted to see was Moon Knight kicking ass.
We waited 6 episodes for it. We go, oh, finally the finale. Exactly. All those times when he kind of fades out and we come back and he's back and he has the guy on top. And that was not necessary in the 6th episode. I'll accept it for the 1st and 2nd. By the time we get to the finale, all right, give me that. Show me what you were saving your CGI budget on.
Exactly. We should have seen that instead of seeing her in a suit helping him out, in my opinion.
Mama Bear, how you feel about that?
Hold on. Sorry, I got distracted.
How do you feel about the woman coming to save? What do you call it when you save a man? They saved him, but it's his show, and it was a short episode, and the few minutes that we had on Moon Knight went to Layla and the Scarlet Scarab, whatever her character is called now.
I'm okay with it. I mean, I've always been, in favor of, the female superhero femme fatale because, I remember when a lot of us female fans, like the ones of us that were actually open about it, would get a lot of heat about it. So yeah, by all means, I would love a world where, somebody like my daughter can turn around and wear a Batman shirt and not get told she can't be a fan of Batman.
So you feel that her being in the show Layla and the Scarlet Scarab existing helps squash the stigma of a female superhero fan?
Why not?
Did you say why not?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but that's kind of different than what we were talking about. We were more so saying like it came at the expense of the Moon Knight show. Like I'm not saying don't give Scarlet Scarab a show.
I don't see how it would be at the expense of. I mean, Batman occasionally needs help. So does Superman. Every superhero at one point or another needs help from somebody else.
So it's in a 41-minute episode where we could have been getting Moon Knight and we didn't. But what they did decide to do was give a Scarlet Scarab. That's what I mean. Like, because there was such little time.
Mm.
And like if they would have done this maybe in episode 5, the same sort of thing where Layla gets powers, I'd go, oh, that's an interesting thing. Now I can't wait to see them all, culminate in episode 6. But that didn't happen. It felt like on the finale we're going to do something really important because it's a finale. And instead, Scarlet Scarab, Layla. We can disagree with that.
Yeah, and then you have that character, the little girl says, "Are you an Egyptian superhero?" Yes, I am. It's like, awesome.
As corny as that is, it is realistic, though. A kid would say something like that.
Yeah,
An Egyptian super, especially like with all white superheroes all over the place. Yeah. That's legit. Yeah. That's how she would react. I wouldn't have even written that in the story. I'd have an Egyptian superhero and not call attention to it. But
come on, we're getting everything now. We're getting Miss Marvel and everything. We're getting all sorts of nationality superheroes.
But hold on a minute. Not the same way we got Thor in a solo movie, and they began with Iron Man and Hulk, and Captain America got a solo, and Ant-Man got a solo, and Spider-Man got a solo.
So that shows how genuine are they're doing this. Are they doing this to be genuine or to check off that checkbox saying, hey, we represent you, but not at a full 2-hour blockbuster movie. You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely correct. And it was free comic book day today. And where is it? There was one free comic book day that Marvel did. And it was like the diversity comic book. And you saw all these characters in there. And I think they were trying to say, look how great we are because all these guys are not white. Which, it's good to have characters who are not white. But when you put them in the free comic book day and you put them in 3-page stories and then go, it's not substantial diversity. It's not like a consequential representation. It's just look how it looks. It's quantity. That's all it is. Yeah. You guys know about free comic book day? Every Saturday, the first Saturday of May, every single year, there is
I thought it was every 6 months to a month in certain places. It's like yeah. Okay. Because I know over here, there was back in the day, I'm talking about, holy crap, over 20 years ago. Okay. My comic book store had it every month where they had a free comic book day on selective titles every month.
Did they have the free comic book day logo like you see that on top?
No. Oh, okay, no. He was actually giving away a certain comic book every month.
Okay, yeah, that's not the same thing. That's like just like a in-house promotion.
Yeah, exactly.
We're joined by our 4th guest, SSJK.Sanctum. Bombay.
I don't know. I just heard the Coming to America theme in my head. That is not how you say my name.
Hotep Dot has arrived to save DC for life.
Oh, you got a lot of work to do then.
Hey, we good right now. We good. We just came out the Batman. We got bangers coming soon, guys. Be on the lookout. Shoot Pets is next.
Oh my gosh.
I think Layla stole the show. She looked rad. I'm not complaining about the way she looked. She even looked kind of bulky too.
Mm-hmm.
I
thought
Layla was just mid in general. Like when she came in, I don't think she should have been in that final episode like that at all. I think it all should just been Moon Knight versus Arthur and his goons.
They're like, this is kind of how I'm saying it. Now, I'm not saying don't give Layla a Scarlet Scarab TV show right now. Get the same writer who, you know, put her on this show. Give her 6 episodes. Go do that, of course. But it came at the finale of Moon Knight, and I wanted Moon Knight.
Yeah, because like we barely get any Moon Knight. He had to get help by Layla. Not saying, you know, because he's a weak man and stuff. I'm not trying to make no SJW related stuff, but like I want to see Moon Knight be the one to do it all, come figure it out, fix it. I mean, he has 3 different personalities. I mean, Jake fixed it. I mean, Jake defeated the guy.
We didn't see it.
We didn't see it. And that's also another problem too. But it should just literally been Moon Knight. I think him alone with the powers him and Khonshu got, yeah, they didn't need Layla's help. That's all I said. Their powers, they was good.
Mama Bear, we got Theo in the live chat, who's one of our guests from last week. Who was your favorite of the guests last week, Mama Bear?
It was a pretty good split between Theo and D-Man. I do real. It was a good split between, because they both have that strong presence, that
attracts
personality. Yeah.
Trinity's in the building. Omi-1 is in the building too. Whoever tells anybody they can't be Batman is crazy. Epitomizes self-made superhero.
Whoever tells anybody they cannot be, well, you can be half a Batman. You can kind of be Batman, but you can't. If you don't got the money, you can't do what everything Batman does. Just saying. That's unless you're like, if you can take scraps and turn them into the most amazing tech on this planet, you're a genius.
Mm-hmm.
You're a genius. If you can take scraps and make a Batmobile, you're awesome. But nobody really can.
You want diversity and inclusion in your comics done right? Read Volt comics. I also want it to be from the big 2. I want it to be like the most like impactful thing. I don't want to give my money to like these little independents that may not exist 10 years from now. And then I go, oh, I didn't help create the great superhero that's going to sweep the nation. Like I really want to read only Marvel and DC comics. Dude, chill. You are right. Remember when Black Widow had scenes in Iron Man 2? And it's like, well, Iron Man also had scenes in Iron Man 2, didn't he? It was very focused on him also. It's kind of a different... Let me finish your topic.
Honestly, Black Widow was barely in the movie anyway. She had like, 2 action scenes where she felt happy. And at the end, she was barely in the movie.
Yeah, and I'm good with Layla having her scenes. I'm good with Layla showing...
The way to use like Black Widow is how they should have utilized Layla in this show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She gets one moment of doing something epic, and then everything else got to go to Moon Knight because it's a Moon Knight show, not Layla. If it was Layla in the Scarlet, if it was Moon Knight in the Scarlet Scarab, I got you. You got to show them both love then.
Layla was mid, but she was so hot.
Yeah, she was.
Versification is like taxation without representation. All about yeah, absolutely. Right? Totally. The next question of 33 burning questions is 7. Wait. No, I'm good. Do Marvel have to change the name of Scarlet Scarab because it's too similar to Scarlet Witch? Remember, guys? Hey, Ms. Marvel has to change her powers because they're going to do the Fantastic Four and we don't want the stretching. It's going to be confusing. Remember that excuse that they had when that trailer came out and I trashed on it? Everyone was saying things like that. So look, Scarlet Scarab, Scarlet Witch, the same name. Don't they got to change it? No, they don't.
They should change it.
Oh, God. I know you're playing with me.
You know why?
No, why? Why, K-Dot?
Because you can't have 2 people stretching. You can't have 2 people with super strength. You can't have 2 people flying. That's the only one. Okay? This is the MCU. We keep it. Nobody copying nobody over here.
So he's an idiot.
It's Disney's MCU.
Hey, I'm playing devil's advocate for the people that agree with it. I don't agree with it, but hey, you can have 2 people with super strength. You can't have 2 super soldiers. You can't have 2 Iron Man like people. I'm just saying.
And since Moon Knight can heal when he puts on his suit, there goes Deadpool.
Can't have him anymore. No more healing. Only one person can have it. Only one.
Those are the rules.
Wolverine is screwed.
Yeah.
So you can't have 2 Iron Man type people. Are you specifically referring to somebody with the name Iron something? You know, like I don't know, Iron Heart, or
he's out of the picture. He died.
Or 2 people in the same suit, like you know, War
like
Machine,
Pepper? Like Pepper Potts.
Pepper Potts, and
Ant-Man
Ironheart.
even wears a suit.
Miles Morales, don't you think you can come up in here? You better come in
He's
there.
already in that universe.
You better if it's called Kid Arachnid, then it's fine. Call him Kid Arachnid, and he can be here.
He's already in that universe.
I hate that excuse like so much that I had to put it in this little condescending question of mine.
Yeah,
He's Diesel.
They can both have Scarlet in their name. They're very different still.
Yes, yes, Mike. That's me in the lower right hand corner.
The Eddie Murphy trading places that is in the left hand corner.
Yep, Thor and Lady Thor. Yeah.
Ha ha ha! I like that Omi-Wan. Milady.
Omi-Juan.
Omi Juan Hernandez.
We are also joined today by Philip from the YouTube channel Unfiltered. From the podcast, excuse me.
Superhero Stress, Eternal Night, and the Four Nerds, but you're partially right.
I just checked out your spoiler chat that you asked me to watch. The Top Gun Maverick beginning scene that they showed in all of our, like, did you guys also see it? Basco and the one in Auto, like everyone got to see that, and it was so good. It was like a 3-minute stretch. They were playing the song. What song was it? Was it Journey? What song was it?
What, the Top Gun song?
Yeah. What's the
It was the theme song of Top Gun, wasn't it? Like in slow. That's what I got.
Yeah.
It was.
You mean that's not an actual song? That's from the movie from '86.
Yeah.
It did. It looked cool. You know, I have to rewatch Top Gun. I haven't seen the first in a while. I'm not a huge fan of it, but from what I've seen, the Top Gun Maverick looks pretty. It looks cool. I mean, you know, guys flying around in jets and stuff. Got this, this veteran pilot coming in teaching these young bucks what to do. Yeah, looks cool.
Look, my showing, there was more of a reaction to that than there was for the Avatar trailer.
Oh yes, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Same with
Yes.
mine too.
But you know, there are people out there who just assume that the second Avatar movie is going to crack $1 billion. I'm like, okay, we'll see.
I think it'll crack $1 billion, but I think the movie's going to end up being people are going to overrate it more than they need to.
I don't think it's going to make $1 billion.
What if the movie came out instead of 13 years later? It was more like 5 years later.
Oh,
You'd have a better
definitely.
chance.
Yeah, definitely.
Different, yeah, it'd be a very different reaction, very different. But as Sam, did you see the tweet from Sam? Well, it's not he didn't tweet it, but I think it was one of the big news outlets for comic books. A screen whatever. And Sam Worthington said that, you know, like he's getting up in age and stuff, and he was talking about how like he didn't directly say it, but they did kind of wait too long. Because he's like 50. When the movie came out, he was a lot younger. It's like, how many more of these Avatar movies could he do if James Cameron is like waiting this huge gap of time to do this stuff? You know, like he was talking about like I'm getting old. I can't, you know. So I think in this movie, from what he's saying, it seems like he's not going to be here for that long doing these Avatar movies. But I think he'd be a fool to not keep doing them because that's really his only big money maker. Let's be honest. Avatar movies.
Oh, there we go, guys. Top Gun 2. There, can't watch it anymore. It's gonna make me less racist than before I watch it.
I don't think it's gonna be woke. To be honest with you,
I don't even use that word. You know, like in this format. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be.
No.
It's definitely not woke. In that trailer, in that movie, they had like a girl working out and like so. And we saw from the little sneak peek that. If they get hit, they have to all do 200 push-ups. They had a girl there. She was literally doing 200 push-ups with the rest of the dudes. It wasn't just because she's a girl, she gets off and get to do this. Nah, she had to face the other punishment everybody else had. I thought it.
So does the definition of woke mean like anti-woman? Is that it?
Well, I think it's when people use the word woke wrong, but when they see stuff like women getting out of doing certain things and stuff.
So Amber Heard is woke.
Yeah, like, you know, women getting off from doing
Did
things.
you guys see the video of Amber Heard when she was like leaving the stand and she was like Johnny Depp stood up and he was facing her and she said like in front of the jury. Did you not see that little clip?
I didn't see that, but the one I seen, so everybody was supposed to saying she sniffed coke at the thing
Yeah, I don't
I
believe
don't
that
think
one.
I don't believe it, but I was like,
I don't either. I
she
think that's
thought-
nonsense.
yeah, I don't think she did, but I was like, dang, the way she just sniffling her nose and stuff and fake crying and
Yeah,
stuff.
it looked like she was taking a bump, man, with those Kleenex. In one scene, she was like,
It only looks like that because we were told to look for that.
Yeah,
I was like,
it didn't look like because because
I was like, what the hell?
yeah, she couldn't get away with getting that stuff in there anyways.
Yeah.
She's in a
Next
courtroom.
question
There's
of
no
30.
way.
Oh, look, real quick, Chumunk, I know you can move, but real quick, what I want to say this. So Thursday was the opening, like that's the first day it released for all of us, right? The domestic Canada and US.
Yeah.
There was no Wednesday showing, right?
Not that I know of, but some
Okay.
people got to go.
So I seen it in IMAX, right? And this is why I wish the event was more like the Batman fan event, where like when I got in there at 7, the movie started at 7. Because I thought it was gonna be some of that because I'm watching IMAX and shit. Oh, we thought we're gonna get in here, the movie's gonna start at 3. Commercials, I was like, oh, what the heck is going on? It's IMAX, the freak. I want the
You got a
movie
lot of commercials? How many commercials you got?
Avatar, Doctor Strange, Avatar,
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Thor: Love and Thunder,
I
Top
got-
Gun,
Don't
And
worry,
then-
darling.
and then
Downtown Abbey?
yeah, and then Nicole Kidman snuck in like, the movies is an experience, blah blah blah. That same speech she keeps giving. I'm like, Nicole, I love you, but get out of here. Stop. I get it.
Yeah. Control your woman, kiddos.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
that's
my
a
best.
DC Aquaman woman.
I'm trying my best to keep her in line and stuff. You know, she's not respecting me enough.
It's cool they brought up Iceman. That Val Kilmer documentary is rough.
They brought up Iceman.
He's going to be in the movie.
I think you talked about the free comic book day that with the
No,
Pride
he's
one.
talking about
No, Iceman is
Top Gun
is
2.
who Val Kilmer plays in the first Top Gun movie, and he's reprising the role in the second movie.
Oh,
That's his call sign.
in the trailer they quickly say to Tom Cruise, you're here at the request of
Admiral Kaczynski.
Admiral Kaminsky. Yeah.
Calling anything woke gets them every time. Yeah, you know me.
Yeah.
It's all about that WOKE. Any movies that has a woman or person of color. I'm not up with my terms. Yep, PLC. These days has an agenda. Question number 8 of 33 Burning MCU questions. Did anybody sing "Sweet Child O' Mine" in your theater when you were watching the Doctor Strange movie? No.
Yes.
no.
Yes. There was
You got some, huh?
Yeah, I got
It
some.
wasn't just me. See, it's a
No.
Canadian thing.
Yeah, there was.
People go to these movies just to be like around people. They're all happy when the Marvel Studios fanfare comes on and clapping and woo.
Yeah.
I heard one guy do it at the beginning. I heard another one on the other side go woo during like that 30-second fanfare. It's crazy. I don't like that they do that.
I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but when I was in my theater, people was clapping when the credits happened. I'm like, the opening credits. I'm like, these are the same credits you see in every Marvel product. What are you clapping for?
They were excited, man. Some
I
people
was the
like,
only one who clapped
I
in
know
the
they're
movie.
excited. I understand, at moments like watching Infinity War, Thor comes in, like bring me Thanos, clap-worthy moment. I understand that, but it's the same credits you see every single time. What are you clapping about? Relax.
Right.
people
I
were
was the only one who
excited.
clapped. In my show,
Not
I was the
everybody
only
clapped,
one who
but, like,
clapped.
there was enough people clapping where I was like, yeah, this Marvel movie, we know these credits. These ain't nothing new.
Mhm. Oh my gosh.
Like,
You're like, okay.
I don't think I clapped during the movie at all, too. There wasn't any moments that made me clap.
There was 0 moments that made me cry.
no, I never will clap, but I can laugh at some jokes.
Oh, yeah.
And to the end of the stream, we'll talk about the spoiler joke that I really liked from the character Wong. I get you guys can figure out which joke it was, I bet. Or so the interwebs and YouTube tells me. Oh, that everything is woke. Yeah. I like the Sweet Child O' Mine. It was a good fit for the trailer. Yeah. You can
It was the
flap
best
your
part of
gums
the
all
trailer.
you want. After that fanfare, sit down and shut up. So you'll let them clap for the fanfare, but you're saying afterwards it's a sit down and shut up.
The first half an hour of my movie seating was freaking annoying. I had people in the back, these teenagers from my kids' high school, actually, that wouldn't shut up. It was like they were watching a movie in their living room.
Yeah.
And I actually had to turn around and tell him, listen, keep it down, because it was ridiculous.
Mine, like I said, mine's was in No Way Home bad. Like when Andrew and them popped up and people was clapping, and I'm trying to hear the dialogue after. It's like, I get it, you're excited, but shut up now. I'm trying to hear the dialogue that they're saying, because when Andrew popped up, I was missing dialogue that he was saying and stuff.
That's when you get the shushing wave right after everybody shushing, right? Because they want to listen. Yeah.
Like
we got to the point where the Illuminati was facing Doctor Strange, and dude,
hold on a minute. We cannot say too many spoilers because
I'm not going to spoil who was in the Illuminati. I'm just saying that when we were watching that sequence happen, someone pulled out their phone. I looked over. I was like, "Put that shit away."
Mm-hmm.
Dead ass serious.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he looked at me like, "The fuck?" And it's like, "Put your fucking phone away."
I bet he put his phone away.
Yeah, he did.
There's so many people that do that, man. No respect.
Put that shit away.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to the next.
The kids
question.
is the reason why I try to avoid movie theaters at this point.
Mm-hmm. Dead on.
The kids, I'd say it's like everybody now, even older people. But I think it's because it's something the movies and so great, like not saying just the MCU, but like these bigger blockbuster movies. Even during Transformers movies, people clap too. Some of the action moments, I think
it's not even so much the clapping. Like I went to go see Jurassic World with, it was a date, and it had these like 3 or 4 teenage girls like right in front of us, and they were playing games on their cell phone the entire time, and I was just ready to strangle them.
Oh yeah, if it's stuff like that, you definitely gotta strangle those children.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you got to go to the movies like at 2:00 in the afternoon when they're at school, or if it's like a new movie.
I try to go in the morning.
Yeah,
I can like right before work or after. If I can get it in the morning around like before 12 p.m., I'm good because all the kids in school. I go see it, watch it with adults and stuff. And I
did that once, K-Dots, and it was 2 fathers with their like infant children in the theater that went to see it. Yeah. Only cried once, but I was like, oh, so this is where they go to when they're the ones at home with the kids.
Hey, I don't blame them. Shit.
Yeah.
Number 9, pick a Marvel project for Kathleen Kennedy to produce. I thought I asked this last week, didn't I?
Squirrel Girl.
Phil, what do you think?
Silver Surfer.
Why would you give her that? It's because of Star Wars?
Yeah.
Basco?
I would put her on coffee service and let other people do the freaking movie.
Because all I said was a Marvel project. I didn't actually say it had to be a movie.
Look, anything. No, don't want her touching shit. I don't want her touching.
You found a loophole in my question. I said project because I didn't want to say TV series or movie, but I said project. You go ahead and
coffee service. Bring me my coffee.
Mama Bear, what is Kathleen Kennedy doing in your MCU?
Captain Marvel.
The sequel?
Yeah.
Chill. I think I said this on your last thing. And like I say, when I say this, I think Marvel and DC films should both do this. I'm saying both.
Mm-hmm.
If you let her do a original superhero for the specific movie universe, this is the thing. She'll be safe on her end, and nobody can really be mad and trip out some stuff. Because this thing, when you give her established stuff to work with that's established with something, there's a history, all that, she's just going to come in here and tweak it and do so much of her own shit that people don't really want her to
like
do.
Having a Force ghost Luke Skywalker catch a
So,
lightsaber even though he's a ghost.
If you let her come in, create like some new original hero for the MCU, I think DC should do this too, since they're not connected to the comics, DC movies too. It's good because nobody can really trip because it's something new that she's making. And we can only critique her based off the new thing that she's doing. Not, she took this character and ruined my childhood, all that stuff. Like,
They already ruined Captain Marvel. That's why I picked her.
Safe, and us, the audience, don't have to deal with her ruining our childhood. So,
yeah, they already ruined Captain Marvel, in my opinion. So, okay, hand her right over to Kathleen Kennedy.
You gonna take this, Phil? They're slandering the great producer from Lucasfilm.
That's their opinion. I mean, I don't. She's a producer. She's not the one making the calls. She's not directing. She's just a producer, and she took over Lucasfilm after George Lucas literally sold Star Wars to Disney. She's just doing her job. But
Yeah, no,
like
I do recognize it takes a lot of people to make a shit film.
Oh, man, that shit film made a lot of money though. That's the
Yeah.
thing. And as long as she makes the money, she ain't going anywhere.
I know this conversation has been had over and over, so I will not continue with. But it was 2 billion, now it's 1 billion. We're not doing that yet. Question number 10: do you believe the report that Feige is mapping out the next decade of Marvel? I saw a report that the next 10 years is right now happening in a conference right now. They are all the producers are there, all the big directors are there, and they're just trying to piece together how they're going to finish off.
To an extent,
I believe it.
Mhm.
yeah, I believe
Absolutely.
I believe he is thinking like a plan, but we know just like even phase 2, phase 3, and phase 1, they would change stuff along the way. So he's not gonna have like everything mapped out and finalized. He's going to think of something now. Think of like, you know, a little draft, like, okay, this is 2022.
K-Dot, every Avenger movie
That's
he
gonna
knows.
change in between.
He knows the Avengers movie that comes next and the Avengers movie that will
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
And
Like
the
I
one
said,
in the
he's
middle.
gonna map out all that. But like I said, there might be some because remember Captain America Civil War, where he's supposed to be Serpent Society and not Civil War, so they changed it based off of because BVS was coming out, they have to change it, you know, to compete, all that. He's gonna make little changes in between, but he will have an overall plan of what will come out when here, all that.
Now, will they change and say, instead of introducing this character, we'll introduce that character? I feel like that's something in stone now. They know if they got 10 years, probably the first 5 years, they'll still be thinking about introducing. But those final closing 5 years, no new heroes. It'll all just be conclusions. Heroes will die. You know, it'll be pretty bad. Like, it's going to be bad for the heroes.
Yeah. Well, obviously he has to have some kind of brainstorm, right? Like he has to have he's gonna want to try and top Endgame and bring a whole climatic and another climatic ending to a certain saga. So we all know that it seems that they're hinting Secret Wars. And now with the whole X-Men, all those Fox characters they have and their co-op with Sony with Spider-Man, anything's possible, and they have to plan this thing out properly in order to, you know, not come out with the Morbius. But yeah,
And like Kevin Feige, he's 48. He might be next 10 years he might want to retire. You know, he's probably not going to be around that long either.
I don't think he's going to retire for a long time. Long time.
Think of how hard he's been working and how hard he will be working. The retirement, unless he loves working.
That's my point. Like he loves
does?
this stuff too much.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree.
That's a good point. If he does love it much.
He's going to get a farm just like George Lucas. And, you know, he's going to send his minions like, I want this movie directed like this. If you don't do it like this, I'm going to feed you to my cows. You don't put them in check. You don't worry. You're going to keep them in check. You don't tell them what's up. Make my movies like this.
I think he has ideas, generally speaking, for the next 10 years, but not set in stone plain.
Yeah, like I say, he's going to make like some little changes in between. Changes are going to happen regardless.
Changes are inevitable. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything's set in stone until the time they come to the editing room.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, after Phase 4 was announced, shortly thereafter, Chadwick Boseman passed away, and then, of course, you know, not long ago, William Hurt passed away. So there goes two major characters that were supposed to have some kind of impact on Phase 4 going forward. So yes, plans are going to change.
Whole schedule shift, and even when COVID hit, the whole Phase 4 slate changed. They literally had to change release dates for all of them.
And the way I watched Multiverse of Madness, no spoilers, but I think because it was supposed to happen first and then Spider-Man was supposed to happen, I could see the reshoots and I can get the feeling of, there's a little bit of story missing here. I think it's because of that. I don't want to say too much, but I felt like the reshoots were evident. 12. Would you rather take a fist from Shang-Chi or Iron Fist?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. If we're talking Marvel Netflix Iron Fist, I'll take I'll take a punch from him. He trash. He sucks.
If I'm gonna get punched by someone, the one with the movie, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi looks like he's gonna remember when Wenwu punched Shang-Chi to the water. That really looked like it hurt. So I'd rather get punched by Iron Fist because he's kind of a wimp. So you know, the Marvel Netflix one, not the comic one.
I'm a bear. Would you rather get
Shang-Chi.
you two, Shang-Chi?
Nah.
Explain.
Well, I'm referring it to the comic lore, right? So I'd rather take Shang-Chi's.
With or without the 10 rings? Without the 10 rings.
Without the 10 rings, that's a
Yeah.
punch to take. That's a regular human punch.
In that case, I want to take Shang-Chi's sister's punch.
Nah, she
Mad's Mama Bear.
Well, I want to fight because she's gonna go for the vital spots first. So no, stay away from her.
Look at
I think I would lean a bit more towards Shang-Chi. Though, remind me to remind you to look up what fist is also a term for. Because I would have phrased it as punching.
Would you rather take it? Well, you see the word play because his name was Iron Fist. I was trying to
I see where you were going with that, but
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
glad I'm not the only one that's
Yeah,
twisted.
I'm like phrasing.
No.
Next question of 33 Burning MCU Questions. When is Clint Hawkeye no more? That's something that they're going to figure out in the next 10 years because I feel like to make Kate Bishop a Hawkeye, I need you to step out the picture and then I'll consider you Hawkeye. But as long as Clint Barton is still there,
He's Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's Hawkeye.
I think by 2026 we'll know for sure what Clint's fate is going to be. I don't think he's going to be here in like the end game of Phase 6, which is Phase 4, 5, 6 is going to be a saga, just like Phase 1, 2, and 3. I think he's going to be like out of here and retired long before. Because if they're going to finish an end game and do another end game, Kate Bishop's either going to be, Kate Bishop's going to be a big factor into being the next Hawkeye of it.
Yeah.
Not Clint.
If they do a Wanda House of M movie, then that's where Hawkeye is supposed to die during that story. Or Avengers Disassembled, I think, is where Hawkeye dies by the hands of Wanda in the 2004 comic. So, yeah, let's keep him alive until then because we need people to lose. And we got like 14 years invested in this one character. He's Hawkeye. He's either, but he's still someone who the audience is going to recognize and it might hit and hurt. But it's not going to cost them a single dollar because it's not like there's a movie franchise called Hawkeye that's bringing in $1 billion the same way Black Panther is.
Mm-hmm.
So they get maximum emotion for little cost.
Mm-hmm.
Did everyone go?
No, but I agree with you.
I just don't care. I just don't care about Hawkeye anymore. I don't give a damn when his time's up or not. The Hawkeye show was boring as hell. The only good thing about it was Kate Bishop, and honestly, I just don't care anymore when he.
I don't care.
Yep, that.
Oh, you thought Kate was good in it? I thought she was annoying. I think she's weird. Actually, I legit think she's a weirdo. Like, remember the part when she left all those messages? I'm like, you're cute, but I don't even want to be your friend. That's weird. Send all like 30 messages. Where you at, Clint? Clint, I can help. Blah blah blah. Like, yeah.
Barry said he took the ending of Hawkeye, the show, was Kate passing it on to Clint.
Oh, definitely not.
It wasn't.
I didn't get that from that ending.
No.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
what we
he's still
thought.
alive.
But, yeah.
It was definitely Clint taking in Kate, like getting ready to take her under his wing. That's what it seemed like. Like you're my sidekick now.
It was more like the replacement for the Black Widow relationship, him and Black Widow, forming a new tandem, him and her. Yeah. But she ain't no Black Widow.
Clint gonna be around a while. He's gonna take over the WCA. What's that one?
Oh,
West Coast Avengers. What, you like that?
I got a theory. Clint is having a failing marriage. So he thought, Kate, sneak her into the house, let her live here.
Oh my God, dude.
Well, it's not like you can bring the woman that was playing his wife back.
You might win a mistress, bro.
That's cradle robber, man. That's cradle robber.
For takes like this, follow ssjk.sanctum on Twitter. Follow him on YouTube. Follow him wherever. TikTok also. He makes TikToks if you're into Kate Bishop.
Just a theory, guys.
It is 33 burning questions. It's me, the Basco Scenario, K. Mama Bear, and Phil. Next question here. 14. Who did Thor kiss in that teaser? He's on a pirate ship and she's got blue hair. Is that a significant character from somewhere?
Nah, you probably just like, just partying. People casually like make out and stuff at parties and stuff. They don't know each other.
No, they don't do that.
Yes,
They go to different parties.
That was college. It's all a blur now.
I need to go to K-Dot's parties.
And Thor's not beyond party. He probably drunk something, saw her like, oh, she look good. Smoochy smooch.
He definitely kissed somebody.
That is true.
She got a name?
I don't know.
We should pick
I
a
really
letter.
think she's just a random character. She literally might just be random.
Yeah.
26
Yeah,
letters
you
in
ain't
the
right,
English
Trinity.
alphabet.
I love you,
What
but
did
you ain't
Trinity
right.
write?
I'm not serving.
Oh wow.
I don't know how should I can you explain this and then me not get like kicked off of YouTube? What is Renfamous?
Probably not.
It's a movie?
What the hell?
Is that the character that
No,
you're talking about?
SJW Marvel writer.
Oh,
Oh.
Rent. Wait. Oh no, I'm thinking something else.
Yeah.
I thought I had it.
So it's a real person.
Yes.
Oh, it's the blue hair. You like the
This is
I
what
know
I'm
what you
saying.
mean.
He ain't
Oh,
right.
that chick. That chick.
that
Okay.
okay. I can
Okay.
all right. Very funny, Trinity.
This is why he
One-
likes me, because I speak Trinity.
Speak Trinity. Special decoder ring in my cereal box. Yes.
Diesel reads comics. He says she also got Vision killed by the way of She-Hulk in Avengers Disassemble. That's right. She's a writer who stirs shit on Twitter. Is she the same one who did the milkshake tweet?
I don't
You know the
remember.
milkshake tweet.
The one that brings the boys to the yard. Not
No.
that one.
No, not that one.
Okay.
It brought the boys away from comics.
Oh shit.
They exited the
Okay.
gates.
God damn it.
Question 15. Was the Falcon shirtless scene necessary? Okay, guys, listen. It's Falcon Winter Soldier episode 3. They're in like Madripoor talking to Sharon, and he just starts undressing his shirt, putting something else on, and the camera kept it on him. There was no like
It was because the reason I say it was unnecessary. He's
It's
fit,
not
but he ain't got no like he ain't handsome like that. Anthony Mackie. When
Hush,
Chadwick
hush.
Boseman did it, yeah, he looked good, the shirt off and stuff. But when he did it, nah, it didn't hit the same.
Hey man, sexual chocolate. That's what it was.
It just didn't. That's
Sexual chocolate.
like when Chris Hemsworth did it. All the male actors in the MCU did it. They all had a shirtless scene. Even Loki. All of them hit. It's just Anthony Mackie's felt weird. It's like he never done it before in any of the movies. It just felt weird when he finally took his shirt off in his own show. And it's like, you look okay, bro. He looked okay.
the thing with me is that
look average.
if you're just talking and chatting with someone, you don't undress yourself and then get into a new thing. All those scenes with Captain America that you're talking about, wasn't he like training or wasn't like maybe if his clothing rips or something like that? Fine, I understand how he could no longer be kind of shirted. And then you go, oh, look, we got to see him shirtless. This was just voluntarily undressing herself for the sake of the audience, for the female demographic who appreciate that stuff.
And yes, I did
Come
appreciate it.
Wouldn't you have appreciated it more if it came with if it had like a storyline reason and purpose?
No,
He was
I've
very liberal.
had a thing for
liberal
Falcon
guy.
since we first met him.
I didn't know he was Papa
adored
Doc.
him.
Did you guys
Yeah,
know
he's
he was
Papa
also
Doc.
in?
I did.
Yeah.
I did know he was Papa Doc.
Like as soon as I saw him, I thought, okay, well, this is some guy. This is just a character. And then like years later, probably by Infinity War, I noticed it was Papa Doc from 8 Mile.
He's also Tupac too. You forget that.
No, we do forget that. What movie was it from? Was from
Notorious, the Biggie biopic.
Yep.
Glorious.
They used the same Biggie for All Eyes on Me, didn't they?
I think they did.
And for no, he wasn't in the Straight Outta Compton.
He did a great job as Biggie though. He was spot on Biggie.
Have Aldous Hodge take
Aldous Hodge.
Yeah, isn't he?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah,
He's
Hawkman and Black Adam.
Yeah.
Yes, he's Hawkman and Black Adam.
Hallelujah.
he looks great.
16. Would Peter and Ned have drifted apart if one wasn't blipped? So if one gets to stay, so let's just say Spider-Man gets blipped, Ned grows up, goes to school, graduates. Is
Yeah.
Peter still going to be friends with that Lego kid?
I think
No, because he
they-
wouldn't be a Lego kid. He'd be a completely different person by that point because there's a 5-year time jump.
Yeah,
He's a nerd. I don't see this man changing in 5 years.
he'd be in college at that point. Like,
Right.
doing his
He'd be in
own-
college and he'd be chilling with the high schooler because that makes him feel cool.
He'll still be a nerd. Like, he'll still be a nerd. But
Just
him and Peter won't
And then
be
your best
as
friend comes back.
connected. Like, one's obviously an adult with his own life, doing his own thing now, got a job, and Peter will still be a teenager, has to go to school. It's like they really wouldn't be able to make time for each other anyways. Like, he can probably still be behind the chair, like in his, doing stuff for Peter from a computer, but hanging out constantly, and then it's gonna be kind of a weird look too.
he would have been the Hobgoblin at that time. He would have been in MIT. Who knows? So many factors could have happened during that time. 5 years.
All right. 17. The next Sam Raimi film should be Doctor Strange 3.
Fantastic Four.
Oh, there's an opening
That is true. That is true. There is an opening.
because John Watts is no longer doing that movie.
Mhm.
I have another person in mind too, but I'm not going to say it.
I'm glad.
Then I know who you have in mind.
Yep, you do. You know exactly who I have in mind.
Mad's Mama Bear. The next Sam Raimi film should be.
Superman.
So long as it's like, I'm hoping for some sort of like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man type thing, or something where we could just even if it's just a nice little short where you have our current Venom, swallowing Topher Grace's Venom. That's all I want to see. Okay, just completely eliminate that. Beyond that, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Superman, Showmonger, Superman for me.
You would want Sam Raimi on Superman.
Yeah.
And everything he brings. That's kind of like he's a Batman director, not a Superman director.
Nah, he's Superman.
Hmm.
If
So
he
you want the Eternal to bring back Icarus, right? That's what you mean?
if he, not that trash take on Superman, but his style, like Batman to me always got to be like if he did Batman, his Batman would probably be more like Brave and the Bold Batman's, right? If you've seen Batman Brave, it's more like that, but that's not the kind of the Batman I want to see over and over. I think he'll be perfect for Superman. He'll have his horror elements and stuff in it, not too much, but in certain things. With the villain, he can use it for the villain. He did it for Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2. Had a horrors that when he first came out, took out those doctors and stuff.
The camera zooming in.
Yeah, the horror sequence. What he does, the tone he has, and all that, perfect for Superman. He has a perfect tone if I does super movies for Superman, like Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Take Spider-Man out, put Superman in it. Boom. Yeah, probably the best modern day Superman movie ever. Under Raimi.
I've seen that sentiment echoed. It was at least in the last 24 to 48 hours that Sam Raimi should get a crack at Superman. And honestly, his dark sensibilities would line up well with a character like either Parasite or Brainiac. So yeah, I could see it happening.
Oh, you're thinking about the villain. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because someone's going to need to make the looking good. So that is a good point there. And I like this point here by Jared saying Doctor Strange 3 or Midnight Suns.
Ooh, yes. Midnight Suns would be nice.
That actually would work.
Briscoe County Jr. meets Army of Darkness. 18. Can Wasp shoot her blasters with more accuracy than Captain Marvel can shoot her photon blasts? It's a tough one, okay? I think that because Captain Marvel is fighting in like space where the opposition could be further away, she must aim more precise than what Wasp would do. What's Wasp doing? Fighting in a kitchen. Let me make this salt shaker turn bigger. That's pretty easy to hit. But when there's a spaceship all the way far over there and they're sending out their fighter jets and you're like, let me just get it from right here. Boom, boom. I got to predict the way that where they're gonna be by the time my photon blast gets there. Captain Marvel is way more accurate. The only person whose accuracy I could, one of the Hawkeye, whether Clint or Kate, they're the only two. Anyone else, maybe Cyclops, if they ever do Cyclops, because he actually has to look to aim. So of course you're going to be pretty good accuracy. But Captain Marvel's photon blast would be better than the Wasp.
I think I can agree. Oh, go ahead, Monver. Sorry.
I'm actually going to play devil's advocate and disagree with you on that one. Because Wasp has the ability to shrink down where Captain Marvel doesn't, she can actually get more accuracy towards the smaller target.
Okay, I thought that you were going to go somewhere different. I thought you'd say she'd shrink herself so small that the target gets bigger and there's no way you could miss. I thought that's where you were going.
But yeah, she gives her a larger field of target range than, say, what would be available to Captain Marvelous.
Okay, so that negates my out in space and you have so much room because becoming really small does that. Okay.
I think that if she keeps a photon blast and doesn't stop it, if she just keeps it a steady stream of it, then she's got more chance of hitting something. But when it just comes to just a straight shot, I guess it kind of depends on what they're aiming at. I mean, for Wasp, yeah, if she's going to aim at a salt shaker and she's pint-sized, it's going to be pretty easy to hit. But if, say, the ramifications were reversed, if she was normal human size and she was trying to hit something much smaller, it might be a little bit more difficult. But I don't know. I don't know how accurate her point of view is as opposed to someone like Hawkeye or Kate Bishop.
Now, do we know if Captain Marvel is capable of doing a continuous yellow stream?
That didn't sound right.
I was aware of that one. But that is a serious question, though. Do we know if she can just kind of shoot and it'll be a beam and she'll just I'm holding on, just so she can aim? Is she capable? She never really did it for a long time in her first movie.
Or even in Endgame when she took out Thanos' ship.
Yes. Right. But there never either was a reason for it either. So right. I can't say I can't say if she failed at doing it if she didn't even try.
Yeah, I don't think it's a precision blast for accuracy. So just blunt force.
So the question between Wasp and Captain Marvel, you would say Basco.
I would say Wasp.
Damn, you changed your mind. You were on my team until Mama Bear had to open her mouth.
No, I would say Wasp because her suit, right? You can look at Iron Man, right, with the small, minute missiles when they're holding hostages, how accurate it can be. So there can be some kind of system integration with her suit that allows her to do that. As Miss Captain Marvel, it's her eye. It's like shooting with an iron sight gun, right? You either have a scope on it, what makes you more precise, or your iron sights were, depending on the distance, is not going to be as precise because your field of vision breaks down.
The thing is, you messed up, you botched, and you called her Miss Marvel by accident.
Oh, sorry, Captain Marvel.
I was not going to pretend like you didn't do that. You can't mischaracter our characters. It's a huge offense here on Showmonger. Is Kate out here? Question number 19. Since Moon Knight heals, does it mean Deadpool shouldn't? I kind of asked this one earlier. Phil, what do you think about this? Moon Knight puts the suit on, he heals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we doubling up on powers? Does this mean Deadpool can't heal too?
Well, Deadpool's healing comes from his mutate factor, whereas Moon Knight gets his healing abilities from Khonshu and that suit, more or less. So I would say no, it doesn't mean Deadpool shouldn't heal because, again, his powers derive from a mutation.
Now, let me tell you where this origin is, the core of this question. Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan, she's supposed to stretch. She gets it from Terrigen Mist. Mr. Fantastic gets it from Cosmic Rays, okay?
Right.
Different, but similar. She doesn't stretch according to what the trailer shows us, or she doesn't have the same powers And people online, fans, are going, well, Marvel doesn't want to double up on powers. If they do that, they can't do Mr. Fantastic. That's what they say. Now, I think it's stupid. And that's why I asked this question. Well, by that logic, Moon Knight heals. So Deadpool and Wolverine and all the other healers, Ms. Marvel heals too. All of them can't heal either. That's where this question's coming from. So what's your take on Kamala and Mr. Fantastic? Does it take away from the other?
I think it's a little difficult to do. I'm not saying you are, but when it comes to a character like Ms. Marvel, who we have yet to be introduced to, which we will see in a month's time, and we will see what kind of changes they made to the character in regards to her power set, because you're right, in the comics she did get her powers through Terrigen Mist. She does have the ability to embiggen, change her form, what have you, in a very similar fashion like Mr. Fantastic. I think it's going to be interesting to see if they go full on later on down the line with that character and choose to further develop her in that way, or if they strictly choose to just keep her powers more cosmic energy based. But on the whole, when it comes to, like, say, Moon Knight and I almost said Daredevil, Deadpool, Deadpool was established years ago. The Ryan Reynolds film from Fox, we already know what he can do. And then I don't think they were too worried about it, again, because, the healing factors come from two different power sets or two different origins, I guess would be the better way to say it. But to your point about Miss Marvel and Mr. Fantastic and drawing those two comparisons, I think that might have been something they took into consideration, but I can't say for sure because I'm not that fly on that wall.
Some fans are really that dumb, but most are smart enough to tell the distinction. Ms. Marvel for her powers from the Psych Magnetron. Oh, you're talking about Carol. Yes, the old Ms. Marvel, yes. There was a blast. She got her powers from Captain Marvel. I know how that comic went. They decided not to do it that way. I don't agree with it, but that's the way. That's what we have. And I mean, how much more videos can you make on it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's follow the comic. Let's be accurate. But that was something that happened in 2019, and we got what we got. So yeah, like even this Kamala Khan conversation that I'm having now about how it's stupid that she doesn't have the same powers. I mean, yeah, it's stupid, and eventually I'll have to stop talking about it because we are, we have what we have. K-Dot had to leave. That's okay. Question number 20. Did Daredevil know Peter was Spider-Man before Mysterio even revealed it? How good of a lawyer was he? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Nope.
No? Mads Mama Bear, you think Daredevil knew before the Spider-Man 3, before the identity was revealed? Did he even know that Spider-Man was Peter Parker?
See, if we had seen them cross paths, Spider-Man and Daredevil, I would go absolutely. Because he sees differently than others. So a mask wouldn't be a fool to him.
Exactly. That's what makes this question interesting. It's just that how many interactions has he been having? When we watch the Daredevil show, and then none of it is like I didn't watch the whole Daredevil show, but from what I saw, he's like awake at night. He's not like ever in a space that Peter Parker would be,
Yeah.
And he's not too nosy. He minds his own business, so he's not going to be trying to figure out and dig up these secret characters' identities. Because if so, he would have went to Iron Man or one of the guys who we knew about. So he's not really into that. He's a neighborhood guy. 21. In the MCU, what is Everything Everywhere All at Once? This is a movie that people told me to watch because it has to do with the multiverse, and the Russo brothers are behind it. Well, what is something that is everything allwhere? That. What is that in the MCU?
Everything everywhere.
I would
That
say
would be-
Iron Man,
Mhm.
personally.
Ooh. He's in Homecoming. He's in a Captain America movie. Even when he dies, he's all over the place. It gets mentioned.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So Iron Man or Tony Stark? Or is it the same thing?
I think
Well, it has to be-
more or less Iron Man.
Yeah. Well, Tony Stark is Iron Man and the whole
True.
cinematics, so they go together. So yeah.
I wasn't gonna say Iron Man. I wouldn't have went there, but Phil, I think you got a unanimous. I think I heard a coming from Mama Bear. Is it
Yeah.
Iron Man?
Yeah.
He's everywhere. He's everything, and he's all at once. She got her powers from a Disney committee that tried not to do anything in humans. Oh, Kamala. Ashley, have a great stream, chill. Just saying hi. Congratulations on 500 subscribers.
Absolutely.
Congrats.
He probably sensed Peter react to the brick through the window as fast as he did himself. Oh, so if he can see that. What does that mean, though? No, that has nothing to do with anything. He already knew who Peter was. He already knew Spider-Man was Peter Parker. He was at his house defending him already. So it's not like, oh, I did this and then I know that Peter did it. He must have spider senses. It's
The
a Peter
fact that
Parker.
he actually reacted faster than Peter says a lot for that character, and it leaves me very intrigued.
True.
Oh, Fury. He's everywhere all at once, too.
Yeah.
He's got a Skrull, too. No, but it's not him. See? The Skrull isn't really Nick Fury. Nick Fury is chilling from the post-credit scene of Far From Home. Yeah, it doesn't count. Almost had me. Since Moon Knight... Wait. Question number 22. Why are there two goldfish? Did you guys watch the finale of Moon Knight and notice that there was two there? Was it because,
Yes.
did Steven do it? And then when he went to sleep and turned into Marc, Marc was like, I'll do it too while I'm outside. Is that why?
Well, I when I was doing my show, the Hold Up on Wednesdays, when we talk about Moon Knight, I said it from the very beginning that fish tank is symbolism of the whole show itself. Because if you look in the fish tank, you have the ship, you have the pyramid, you have the Sphinx, you have every major scene that's significant to Moon Knight in that fish tank. And there you had the goldfish with the broken fin, which died. For me, that was Jake that removed himself from that fish tank, and they both bought different fish. And at the end, you get the two fish, which are Steven and Marc.
Wait, has any director confirmed this, or is this a theory still?
This is my theory that I spoke about.
Remember when LDG made all these theories for WandaVision? He was
WandaVision? Yeah, but I didn't spend hours and hours deciphering or needed a trip at the ambulance bed or anything like that. No.
I feel like we give them too much credit sometimes. Like I watch videos like Implicitly Pretentious, like that guy's videos where he would dig into the nuances, and you're doing it too with.
No,
But-
it's visual. Like at the last episode, when it zooms into the fish tank, there's a clear shot of the fish tank, and you see every important part of the character buildup in that fish tank.
Now, do you like that the director put this much effort into that for people to watch it at the end? Do you like that, or do you think like, nah, man, this isn't storytelling. This is Easter eggs.
Well, it's clever. You know, it's foreshadowing, right? It's something that's seen in many movies. It's foreshadowing scenes that foreshadow what's going to end up happening in the background. I don't mind it. I think it's clever.
I live for Easter eggs.
Okay.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was a nice representation of like Marc and Steven's duality between one being broke and the other one being whole, and then them together at the end is synonymous and symbolic of them actually being one with each other. So I enjoyed it. I don't explicitly know how or why they both ended up there, because they both got them at different times, but it is what it is.
Start only Steven was unaware of Khonshu. Now Marc and Steven are both unaware of Khonshu. Yeah. When will Roro return? Aurora Monroe? What do you mean Roro? Riri Williams? Riri?
I don't know who Roro is.
I don't either.
He might have meant Riri.
She was never in it. Or was she like one of the students in Civil War at MIT? Is that what it means? Trinity, explain yourself. Question 23. Why are there more signatures on the petition to remove Amber Heard than there are for Recaspatala? 3 million signatures on that. How great! Like, I mean, I'm all for Johnny Depp, and I actually believe Depp and everything. And I don't think studios should do what they do over like little allegations. If there's proof, or if there's evidence, and if there's like recordings, and you know what I mean. Fine, get rid of these guys. You don't want to be associated with them. I understand that, I don't understand what they did with discontinuing Pirates and what Warner Brothers did with him in the Fantastic Beasts. Okay, I'm all but 3 million people signed that, and there's only 60,000 for recast T'Challa. What is going on? Hate is really that motivating. Hate is such a strong force. Oh, take it away, Phil.
I think they're both fucking nuts. Between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, number one. Number two, this just it just really shows that people have nothing better to do with their time. I mean, if people want to remove Amber Heard, well, tough shit. She's in Aquaman 2. If she's going to get removed from it, it's filmed, right? The only thing they can do if they really wanted to is pull all her footage and recast with somebody else. But that's if they really want to deal with that. I don't know that they do because the studio's going through a fucking merger at the moment. They have a brand new boss. They're trying to lay out plans of what to do. And on top of that, what they do in their personal lives shouldn't have any bearing on what they do at work. And truth be told, what happened to Johnny Depp on Pirates, he lost the job because he was drunk on set every single day of Pirates 5. He lost Fantastic Beasts because of that whole Shabbat with the Sun article, and he lost that in a proven court of law. So when it comes to the recast T'Challa, when it comes to these signatures in general, they're really not going to do much of a difference. They haven't worked in the past, and I don't know if they're going to work now.
And look at what the signatures are for. It's for removing Amber, not, hey, give Johnny a second chance. Imagine, like, how much signatures would that get? Not even freaking 1,000 people. They just care about... Amber Heard is the villain right now. She represents the person who Me Too'd but cried wolf. And that's why I'm one of the people, because I believe Amber Heard's full of it. Now, if she's not full of it, and I feel stupid and wrong for saying this, but I believe she's full of it. And I forgot my train of thought. But go ahead and answer Basco's scenario.
Nah, I agree 100% that what they do in their personal lives between couples or whatever shouldn't reflect. Studio shouldn't have a say and just crucify someone without a legal documentation. Now, if it would have happened before the movie was shot, where she's guilty and they want to take that decision, then hey, that's she was found guilty and they want to do that, fine. But during the process, no. Look what Dior right now. Dior sales have gone through the roof now because they never backed down and they never let go of Johnny Depp's contract. Right, they're the only one that pretty much stood by him throughout this whole thing. So, people are looking to them. Not that I'm one of them, but
I think Nike, when Kobe Bryant had his rape allegation, McDonald's left him, and everyone except for Nike stayed with Kobe.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think it was. I remember it was one company that stayed. I just don't recall which one.
Yeah, unless he ceased the relationship, he ceased it, and then he joined a new relationship with Nike over again.
Yeah.
But okay, look, we all say that nothing you do in your personal life should affect it. Okay, affect your work life.
Yeah.
But if you're getting drunk on set, that is something that makes sense to me. Why?
That's job performance. Yeah, exactly. You have an obligation to be respectful of your employer, right? There's certain clauses like my job. I can't have anybody come drunk or, in that sense. And if that's why he was let go, then it's on justifiable grounds.
Yeah, 100%. If I'm Disney, before I do Pirates 6, I make sure he does another Disney movie that isn't like $200 million, but we'll see. Is he actually drunk on set every single day? Has he recovered? Is he healed now? And he can do these things? Fine. Get on Pirates number 6. But that's the only way I'd get him back on for Pirates 6.
No, he's already openly said that he's not doing another Pirates movie.
Yeah, and it's really weird because he said they could pay me $300 million and I wouldn't do it. It's like, that's a pretty specific number there, Johnny.
Yeah.
But
300 million and 3,000 alpacas, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
The alpacas is what jumped out as weird.
But you got to remember, these studios have no spine, right? Either do the good thing or right thing when it comes to situations like this, right? And the perfect example was the whole Academy Award thing with Will Smith and Chris Rock, right?
Right.
They didn't have the balls to say, no, you did something wrong, get the hell out. You're not getting your Academy Award on TV time, right? But they allowed it. Yeah.
Or even more recently, like completely separate situation. Look at what's happening with Ezra Miller and all the shit that's happening with him in Hawaii. Like this, Warner Brothers hasn't said a fucking word about that.
What happened to your standards?
Yeah, exactly. And Jim Carrey said I agreed 100% with what Jim Carrey said after. Will Smith got his award and then he got a standing ovation. from all the members of the academy. What does that tell you? That they're spineless, that they don't have the balls to stand up with what's truly right because of all these, all the money and contracts that can be, you may lose because of what you really truly believe in.
Roro is Marc's brother. Thank you.
Hmm.
Hate leads to suffering. Suffering to anger.
Anger to hate.
Yes.
If Yoda shows up in Kenobi, that'll be crazy. I'm guessing most of the signatures have nothing to do with Mara character. It's just they don't like Amber Heard. Yeah, and that's another thing. The Flash thing was also already shot the same way Amber Heard's stuff has already been shot. Maybe they'll wait for the movie to come out and then get rid of him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That whereas you can easily probably maybe recast Amber Heard and do a different actress and have all those scenes done with a different person, I'm sure that's more possible. When it comes to the Flash, though, there ain't no way that's happening because he's the main star of that movie. They would get rid of him after the movie comes out.
Right,
that's my guess.
And maybe with the merger, we actually have someone who's going to come in with no emotional attachment to Ezra Miller, to the universe, and they're just going to say, start from scratch, brand new. The Batman, maybe that will be like the starting point because it's year 2, and they'll just use Robert Pattinson, and the universe will be cohesive and come out of that. I think that's the right thing to do. At least there are no children involved. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. This kind of trial could be very scary.
Right.
I think she is the closest thing to a child in this. Anyone who poops the bed, I'm not calling you an adult.
Shit happens.
Amber Turd.
Mm-hmm.
Recasting doesn't make a bunch of creepy dudes feel better. Yeah. About failed marriages, like being mad at Amber Heard. I recognize that aggressively relaxing. There is that sentiment out there. It does. She's still full of it, and she's still like a trash person. But of course, we've got the guys who were turned down by women all their lives, and now the hot woman who was a force against men during Me Too is how they'll see it, and she's getting what she deserves, and I can see that. I'm not co-signing it. I'm just recognizing it. Hey, Waza. Welcome to the chat, Nicholas. Nicholas says, Kenobi and Anakin are the 2 characters Disney hasn't destroyed yet.
Yeah.
Give it 3 weeks. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I like that the 2 episodes are going to come like within the same day, right? And then the third episode is going to come 5 days later.
Yeah, because they pushed it. They're doing that because they pushed it. Yeah.
So are they going to watch it all at Star Wars Celebration with like Hayden Christensen and then Ewan McGregor there? That'd be a cool watch party. I might do Star Wars 33 questions next week. We'll see. I still got to ask Jasmine. You guys know a Ahsoka Tano fan. I got to ask her. And then Zod, General Zod. I want him to be on one of these. Wait, are you supposed to stop pooping on beds? Yes. I'd march right up to Will and tell him you have to leave. I bet you would. I don't know about that one. Like, it's a little bit different. And I'm gonna open up a subtopic where we talk about Dave Chappelle and how somebody felt brave enough to approach him and seeing it happen. Do you remember in WCW, Basco, when the NWO did that promo and like a fan came to the arena, came across, and they beat up the fan and shit? Like, that was fake and that was staged and stuff. But then the following weeks, more fans were motivated to do it because they saw it. So seeing Will Smith do that in the Oscars and come off with no barely any, he didn't get fined, he didn't get arrested, he didn't even have to leave the show. Seeing that happen to Will Smith means, oh, we can do that now. And now you can expect more comedians to be approached on stage.
It goes to the basic thing.
What happened to this guy? Sorry.
Yeah, it's called lack of accountability, right? But this guy who rushed Dave Chappelle, he paid for a price because his arm was completely messed up and in a stretcher into the car, and he's gonna get arrested for it and fined.
Yeah.
What misdemeanors? I think he got misdemeanors.
Yeah.
But still, because they messed them up. Bless you. So yeah.
It's 33 burning questions. Chillmonger's here. The Basco scenario is there. We got a mama bear and we got an unfiltered. Subscribe and follow us. Next question. Is Disney Plus more of a Marvel streaming service than a Star Wars streaming service? No, it's not. I wouldn't even say it's a Star Wars streaming service. I feel like it's
50-50.
Yeah, and then when you consider stuff like Turning Red and other stuff, Soul, which I watched on Disney Plus is no one has claimed it's theirs.
It's a huge flagship with a lot of properties right now, especially after the Fox acquisition and Star. There's a lot of stuff there now. You can't consider it more Marvel or Star Wars. It's everything, man. They're huge, and what was that saying? Sometimes it was in Batman, right? You're the hero so long until you become the villain.
You either die here or you live long enough to yourself become the villain.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's what's starting to happen a bit with certain properties of Disney. But hey, that's just my opinion.
I think you're right in that it's a flagship, and you have like Marvel and Star Wars kind of at the forefront of that flagship, and then right behind them is the entirety of like the Disney library, the Fox, the National Geographic, all that stuff that they have allocated to Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney didn't exactly start off very squeaky clean. I mean, as much as they'd like to bury it, some of us do know what those movies they produced in the 1940s were.
Yes.
Yeah. That same thing can be said about Looney Tunes, right?
Correct.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Zippity doo dah, zippity day. It's funny because it's racist. Question number 25, 33 burning questions. When will Robert Downey Jr. review Multiverse of Madness? Is he checked out? Does he still care? You put all those hours in to learn your lines and perform the way he performed. He was in it for so long. He's not missing a single Marvel. As cool as he will want to seem and act like, it's just a role that I do type thing. He is there on opening weekend. He already saw it. Today's Saturday. He already watched the movie.
How do you think he felt about Tom Cruise being in the movie? Just kidding.
No spoilers, man.
No, Top Gun Maverick. You guys remember that? Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. He probably had it in private screening of it.
Probably.
For sure. For everything that he's done for that franchise, for sure. Send me a good copy. I'll watch it in my home theater.
I don't think he gets that. I heard of a story of like a guy who had terminal cancer, wanted to watch the Star Wars movie, and Disney arranged that for him a month prior. First of all, that's amazing. Second of all, they wouldn't have done that for the 9th Star Wars film because that was still being reshot even like a couple of weeks before the movie was released. But I'll take a shot at Disney anytime I can. Anytime I can take a shot at Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy, I will. So I took the shot and I didn't even know where I was going with this. But Robert Downey getting an access, like an extra screening at his home. If they want him back, they'll give him that privilege.
So you think he's coming back?
I think they want him back. I don't think he's coming back because he's too expensive. But I think if his movies all flop, like Doolittle did, and COVID, I don't think he did any movies during this. He didn't have to. So he never had to risk himself. But that's a little bit of money that's going and burning. He's got he's got kids. They're going to need to go to school. So, he's buying them things, giving them the best quality food. He's got cleaning staff. And, he's got a lot to spend money on. His standard of living is not like ours. So he will he's going to knock on that Marvel door one more time and say, hey, listen, Secret Wars, give me something. I'll do Iron Man again. You guys want me to be the artificial intelligence for Riri Williams? Absolutely. It's comic accurate. I'll be right there, guys. Send me that money. I think he's not done. So if they want to please him, they would give Doctor Strange a week prior, just like, here, check out the movie. But he definitely saw it. Did everyone go?
I think so.
What's the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, we're in agreement.
What is the Wi-Fi password, Mama Bear, that they have in the New York City sanctum?
Oh, Jesus.
They're not savages. They have Wi-Fi.
No, I know that.
Yeah,
it's in all places. Yankees? They would definitely have it at.
No, it's Wong 1 2 3 4 5.
Shawarma.
Shawarma.
Shawarma. I like that one.
And they spell it with an A, but the at symbol, because
Yep.
they're a little bit smarter than that. It's shawarma.
Shawarma.
I could see Steven at some point, switching it up to Beyonce just for the sheer,
Yep.
poke at Wong. But that's pretty much it.
Hey, I love Wong. What's the best credit scene for Phase 4? I guess we're not going to consider the Multiverse of Madness, but so far, my favorite of the post-credit scenes of Phase 4.
Do we include the Disney Plus series or no?
Including the Disney Plus series.
Okay.
Because I think seeing, what's her name, the Skrull talk to Monica and say, hey, we need you up at Sword, that was a good post-credit.
It was.
In Falcon and Winter Soldier, Sharon was like, she was the broker. What was it? She was the
Power
bad guy.
broker.
Power broker. That was a good little revelation. But after watching Moon Knight and seeing Jake Lockley, I'm gonna give it to Moon Knight.
Yeah, that was my choice. Was the Jake Lockley reveal with Khonshu and the Spectre car? Yeah, that's mine so far.
He spoke Spanish too.
Yeah,
that tied it into that scene from episode 5, right, where he's in the field and the Spanish music started. So that's when the first time we actually saw. Yeah. So I was watching. I'm like, why is there Spanish music playing? And now it makes sense why, because it wasn't Steven or Marc.
You speak Spanish, yeah?
Yes.
It didn't register with me that it was Spanish music. Even I just music is playing. I didn't realize.
So yeah, absolutely. In the Disney Plus series, I would say that post credit scene was the best one.
Was it your first language?
Yes, it's my mother tongue.
I have more questions, but it's none of my business.
Shoot away.
you were boys with Onzo, right? So you guys came up in Nova Scotia.
No, he was. I don't know if he was born in Nova Scotia, but he lived right next door, right across, like literally three meters from my apartment door to his apartment door. Since we were like maybe 3 years old.
Is he a good kisser?
What? Yo, man, you have to ask him that. I don't have no idea, but yeah, until the age of 12, until he moved off the street to another street, then life happened.
Well, I was just asking because, like, oh, bro, where did you grow up? Did you like? How could Spanish be your first language? But like in the house, it's like a whole different world.
Oh,
it doesn't matter.
It was thanks to my mom, because my parents immigrated from Spain, the Basque region of Spain, in the 60s. So my dad and I and my sister would always speak Spanish, and my mom got really upset one day and threw the freaking casserole on the table and said, you know what? Because she didn't understand either. And she's like, in this house, we only speak Spanish. And because of that, I was able to keep it to this day. Yeah. That's how you preserve your culture. Yeah.
There's a lot of that, especially Quebecers. They feel like their language needs to stick around, and you got to have French and English on freaking Coca-Cola bottles and everything, or else.
Yeah. Well, Toronto does a great thing for bilingualism, right? It's on your signs too.
No, we have stop signs that say stop.
No, the stop part, yeah. The stop sign part, yeah. But I'm talking when you're on the highway and stuff, you have it on both languages.
That's true.
And Quebec, you don't. And Quebec's only French. So if you don't speak French, you get that freaking Google translator out, because
Yeah. Jake Lockley.
And that's a little history on my life. Yeah.
It's fun learning.
Yeah.
Nicholas, you never watched a single Phase 4 film? Come on, man. We got to get you back on the Marvel hype train. Do you watch DC at least, Nicholas? Come on now. Nicholas has been with me for like 3 years now, and he's been commenting, and he's telling me that he'd never even watched Phase 4. Like, he really, it turned you off that much. Like, you had such an ideological divide with the way the direction the studio was going and Hollywood that you won't even watch it or even like bootleg it or like wait for it to be on streaming. Like, you're really done with that?
Bootleg it? Nobody does that. Come on.
Mama Bear, what were you saying?
I got distracted on bootlegging.
What's up, Rhea?
Hey, Rhea.
Shang-Chi meeting with Banner, CP Marvel. than Wong karaoke. The Pizza Papa, LOL. And no apostrophes in the businesses' names.
Not a clue.
Wanda did nothing wrong. WandaVision had a good post-credit scene, but it wasn't like awesome. The ending scene where she's kind of just reading the Darkhold book, and you're just like, oh, I thought she was going to be a good guy. Yeah, that wasn't it.
And you hear the kids in the background. Yeah.
Question 30 or 28. 28. Do you believe John Watts is off Fantastic Four because he's the only director that Marvel and Sony can agree on for Spider-Man 4? Yes. I don't think it's about creative differences. I don't think it's about just too much time. You knew what that was. You agreed to Fantastic Four. But when Sony and Marvel were trying to make the new Spider-Man movie and looking for a director, they were like, why don't we just go with the guy we all agree on? Okay, fine. So John Watts is doing Spider-Man 4, not Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Makes sense. Makes
We
sense.
all
Yeah.
agree?
Yeah, I would say yeah. If that's the, they really want to blow this one out of the park, right?
Mhm.
After the after No Way Home, that's a huge task to do. So if they both agree on this one particular person to do it, absolutely. Focus on this. Stay on target. Yeah.
I think I'm going to take him at his word in that he wanted a break, because obviously jumping from doing Spider-Man to doing Fantastic Four is an even taller order, because you have to reintroduce the Fantastic Four with a whole new crew of actors. And also, I want to say for the fourth time cinematically. And I don't know that, and especially after all of what happened with No Way Home and trying to do that movie the way that they did, I don't know that Watts was game to be, the director for FF. So him taking a break and doing something smaller for Apple, and then it even says it in the Deadline article that broke the news that he was exiting the role of Fantastic Four director, that he was set to reprise his directorial role for Spider-Man 4 along with Zendaya and Tom Holland. So it's like, go do your thing, take your break, do that Apple show movie, whatever the hell it is. I don't remember what, but then it's abundantly clear they want him for Spider-Man 4 because of that synergy that all three of those people have. So
I know what it sounds like when you guys break up and don't like each other. That little press release sounded like they were still on cordial terms.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mama?
No, I agree with you.
Well, what?
Sorry. If they both have this one producer, the one director that they both like, it's the more logical term.
John was doing Spider-Man 4 anyways, I think. Oh. So they lied to us? I don't know about that one. In the multiverse, there's always a chance it is yes. Who's ready for Ellen Page as Mr. Fantastic?
I'm ready to say that's wrong.
Elliot
God, I
Page.
hope so.
Question 29. What color is Moon Knight when it's Jake Lockley? I want to say he wears black. I don't want to think that the Moon Knight, has a suit and it's all white. Okay. And then we got the hooded Moon Knight, which is all white. Jake Lockley wears all black.
It's a dark gray.
Blue.
Dark gray.
I think Jake Lockley is going to be the Mr. Knight in the Mr. Knight persona outfit, but it's going to be a lot closer to how Mr. Knight is in the books. He's going to belligerently beat the shit out of people as Mr. Knight. That's what I think.
Mama Bear, what color was it?
But there's me that wants to be the smartass and say blue just for the sake of.
Blue Moon.
Yeah, Blue Moon. When it's an eclipse,
in
it's red.
reality, I like Phil's idea, but I just can't help being a smartass.
30th question. Does Doctor Strange make more than the Batman? 764 million. Yeah, it's Marvel. That's what we do.
Yeah.
In May, yeah. I don't even know what the projections are or what the estimate is. It's Saturday, 2:30, so it's probably out by now if I go to Box Office Mojo. But I feel like it'll make more than the Batman.
It is at 229 million worldwide.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Domestic?
So
Would've-
domestic
would've-
90 million. 90 million.
Ah, 90 million domestic. That's like
So
in the
far.
Shang-Chi territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might not be $1 billion movie, you know? We'll see. We'll people might want to relive the cameos and the madness, quote unquote.
Mhm.
Before I get into spoiling this movie, Mama Bear, what is your
Yeah.
prediction between Doctor Strange and Batman?
It pains me to say this as somebody who was originally a DC fan before I learned about Marvel. Yeah, I'm all for Doctor Strange beating Batman. I remember the amount of jokes of sparkly Batman there was even beforehand, and then you have like the green condom and all of that. Nah,
Green condom.
What?
what they were calling
Is it-
the Riddler. That's not even a Riddler costume.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It's a giant green condom.
Oh, okay.
Y'all are not going to unsee that now.
No, we're not.
Mm,
Thanks. Appreciate
no.
what
I
Dr.
kept
did.
thinking. I kept thinking when you said that. Does it glow in the dark? I don't know.
I bet Batman does better in merchandise. That's a good point.
True.
Doctor Strange doesn't show in Qatar or Saudi. Yeah, but these movies only make what, 10 million? They'll only contribute. They're not
it's like
China.
Not only that, I'm pretty sure China has. They might still be in lockdown, so I don't even know if their theaters are going to be open enough to get the bank that they normally would. That's why the Batman didn't do as well internationally, from what I recall. I would say, just on the whole, brand-wise, yeah, the Doctor Strange is probably going to make more than the Batman, but purely because of the brand that Marvel has built for it. But 764 million for a brand new Batman 5-6 years after Batman versus Superman and the failure that was Justice League, that's really nothing to scoff at.
No. And one thing also that No Way Home has proven that you don't even need the Chinese market to make
That too.
much money.
Yeah,
Right.
That's unbelievable that it was able to do
Right.
that. That's also the holiday season, so let's not. And it's kid friendly. He's Spider-Man,
Right.
so they got the people who are not going to school coming out.
Right.
I think you'll have a better idea of what this movie is going to do next week when its second week drop happens.
Absolutely. 100%.
Oh my god, the China factor is amazing, and what it's doing to the movie industry, and how they used to. I hope they stopped, but they used to make movies knowing Chinese audiences are going to come and see it, and that's like a easy 100 million, 200 million sometimes.
Mhm.
Let's drop that. Spider-Man should have disproven that. 31. How has Doctor Strange 2 helped or hurt Thor 4?
I will say that if you're looking for something, if you walked out of Doctor Strange not really feeling it, I feel like you're going to walk into Thor and maybe walk out of it getting what you would normally expect out of a Marvel movie, because Doctor Strange 2 really pushes the boundaries of what it means to be a Marvel movie in terms of tonality, in terms of even self-awareness and seriousness and storytelling. Like, Doctor Strange really is kind of a departure from your average Marvel movie. I think it honestly falls a little bit more in line with Infinity War than a lot of the other films, but I think it helps it in that regard. I don't necessarily know that it hurts Thor 4, because someone like me is walking into Thor 4 with very low expectations because of the prior Thor movie, not even because of the other movies in the cinematic universe.
Yeah, you're the guy who dislikes Ragnarok, man.
I can't stand that movie at all.
Oh, thank God. I'm not the only one.
Dude, it's terrible. I'm sorry, but it's just a terrible movie.
I'm one of the only ones that actually enjoys it.
Star Wars sequel trilogy was A-okay?
I liked it. I like Force Awakens the most.
God. I would say that The Force Awakens was more digestible, yes. Hello there, Second Street Marvel.
Can't hear you, love.
We are now going to ask the spoiler questions, which I skipped. So if you notice during the stream, it would go from like question number 1 to question 3, question 7. I was skipping some of these. I will now ask the spoiler questions. Anyone who's needing to leave, so Mama Bear, I know you cannot be here for that.
Unfortunately, I have not watched it because I do know that they did me a dirty and they snuck in a zombie. So I have not built up the courage to watch it yet. So as much as I hate to,
it's not what it seems.
It's still a zombie. I don't even do iZombie. So Yeah, I need to find somebody who can watch that with me. But I will catch you guys later. Thank you for having me on. Trinity, it is fantastic seeing you again.
We can't hear you.
Muted.
Can't hear a
Muted.
word you're saying, darling.
Basco, you sticking around?
Yeah, I have a birthday party to go to, but my wife's not ready yet, so
Okay.
so I can stick around for a few more questions.
But yeah, I'm gonna dip. So catch you guys later.
Peace
Take
out.
care, man.
Take it easy.
Question number 32. Was Doctor Strange wrong to attend that wedding? I would
No.
never go to a wedding of my ex, of someone who I even still love, which he tells her at the ending, I love you in every universe. That was very emotional. But I wouldn't have gone to that wedding, and I think he is wrong for doing it. Even Wong, when they were eating pizza, asked, like, did you go? Actually, someone asked, do you mind if I take a photo? And then she also asked about, like, you got to pay money for pizza. And he's like, yes, no, yes.
That was a good scene.
That was a good one. That was a good little joke. What I mentioned earlier about the time I laughed was when Wong at the end of the movie said, I don't even want to ask, when he saw like Zombie Strange coming in. And earlier also when Phil said who would direct the Fantastic Four movie, we were thinking of John Krasinski, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he can scratch that itch off his back because he does want to explore the directing realm and wants to do now acting and directing. Has that ever been done in Marvel? No. But James Gunn screen wrote and directed. Ryan Coogler screen wrote and directed. So it can be done where directors can do more than one thing. Oh,
Right.
Iron Man.
John
Happy.
Favreau.
Yeah,
John
Favreau did both.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's a precedence already. Trinity is back in here. Let's see if we hear you now.
There we go. That it's working.
It is working.
Yeah, I just had to reset it.
When in doubt, Control Alt Delete. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, we're at question number 32. Was Doctor Strange wrong to attend that wedding, Trinity?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he was really wrong to attend it. Matter of fact, I think he was mature to attend it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I think too. Is kind of mature, but it was also kind of like, I mean, obviously you can see like everybody kind of holds on to stuff, you know, and and he's kind of, you know, obviously he's kind of a celebrity now too, and like it was all kind of weird anyway, but that's just kind of how it is. But I mean, I think that he was they probably had a true friendship and they were really in I think they really were in love and all that stuff, but hey, things just don't work out. But it also helped kind of show, I don't know, like show himself too, you know, like kind of realizing, you know, later just all the other things, you know, like the are you happy, you know, just all of that kinds of stuff. I think it all played a part.
When that line came up, I had to ask myself that question of am I happy? And I was thinking about the things that make you happy, and you know, knowing that I'm more fortunate than others because I have shelter, food, and water at command. Even things like the toilets and things like garbage, and you know, things that we don't really consider. And I'm like, yeah, but am I happy? You know, like it was one of those. Yeah. Shoot.
It also showed his maturity, right? His evolution as a character throughout from the first movie as well, right? And they both had a great relationship, so it showed that he was still there for her. That's what a person really truly does, despite of everything. If you truly do love someone, you know, you have that respect and you know your boundaries and stuff. So yeah, I like that scene. That was good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Let's jump over to question 4. It was, who was the bigger hypocrite, Strange or the Ancient One? Ancient One in the first movie was borrowing powers from the Dark Dimension to keep her from aging because the whole time doesn't exist there. She, you know, time didn't pass for her. What Doctor Strange did was he used the Dark Hold itself and used dream walking, which was this jutsu that Wanda was doing, which is forbidden and dark, and I can't believe you're doing it. Who is the bigger hypocrite? I would give it to Ancient One.
Because she was doing it longer?
But she was not under immediate threat. Doctor Strange was going to do it, or the multiverse would collapse and everyone's life would end. So he had a purpose for doing it.
I don't think being a hypocrite is a matter of being a bigger one or not. Either way, if they're either way, if they're both preaching like, "Hey, you shouldn't be doing this stuff," and they go do it, it's just being a hypocrite. Either way, and no matter what reason you're using it for, if you're telling other people not to do it. But I mean, in the end, I mean, everybody has their justifications for why they do the things they do, and I think that's ultimately kind of what it comes down to. Everybody feels like they're doing something for good from their point of view, no matter what it is. Everybody's their own hero. So I don't really think it's a matter of bigger or not. I think they all like. He was obviously trying to do something for good, as was the Ancient One. At least they thought they were.
It'd be a pretty bitch move not to show up. He had to. He was in the middle of fighting his alternate self from a universe where that guy was using the Darkhold itself, and he threw, what was it, musical notes, and it was like stock music that was weird. That was so bizarre. It was the epitome of magic. When I think of magic, I think of like, why does this make sense? One guy shoots yellow, one guy shoots purple, and watch them fight. That's magic. But as the question goes, who was the bigger hypocrite? What do you guys say? Trinity have a non-answer. He's like, anyone who breaks the rules.
Oh, but it makes sense. Trinity's answer makes sense. So I have to go with Trinity on that. Yeah. Hypocrite's a hypocrite, no matter what reason you're doing it for.
Right.
That's justification.
I mean, if you look at it by a case-by-case basis, especially when it comes to Strange and the Ancient One paid for her hypocrisy in the form of her own life, right? But Strange was willing to make the sacrifice play. And I think that's something that a lot of people tend to overlook when it comes to Doctor Strange. He, no matter what universe he's in, he's always willing to make the sacrifice play and deal with the consequences afterwards too. So when it comes to just being a bigger hypocrite, it really kind of just boils down to your perception of what the hypocrisy is being shown as and who is doing what and who is guilty of which whatever. I think when it just comes to these two, I think it's kind of fucked up for the Ancient One to preach all this about the dark dimension and then turn around and use it. Whereas when you have Strange going up against this Scarlet Witch, and she's using the Darkhold, and this is literally, he really doesn't have any other options. At least in his mind, the only option now is to just kind of do what she's doing to kind of throw it in her face a little bit. And even then, that's not the thing that even sets Wanda free from that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a means to an end, so.
Like dropping
I was tweeting a link, so I was on a different page, and I didn't want to make it seem like I wasn't listening, but I was listening completely. To question number 3, did you ever believe Wong would die? Me, personally, watching it, I'm thinking, okay, listen, if he's the Sorcerer Supreme, as they established in the Spider-Man movie, but we know Doctor Strange has got to be the Sorcerer Supreme, we got to get Wong out of the way for Strange to be the Sorcerer Supreme to reach his height. Every scene Wong was in, I was thinking, this is it for him. Even when Wanda was coming through the reflections, and like other masters were being sucked in, I'm like, oh, this is where Wong dies. As he gets thrown off the cliff, I'm like, oh, this is where he dies. He didn't die. And as soon as they didn't show the body of him falling, I'm like, he's alive. I don't know how he did it, which it was a stupid reason for why he just landed on a cliff, but whatever. I believed Wong would die every moment. Fortify your mind. I believe every second he was going to be the one who she whispers in. I believe that guy was about to go. Who else was on my wave? Like Wong would die.
They baited that pretty well. They made it look like he was going to go in a couple different scenes, but I think Wong's going to get a Phil Coulson death. Like where it's going to happen in a movie somewhere down the line, and where it's going to happen when we least expect it, and that will in turn also send Strange down a path to become the Sorcerer Supreme.
I think he's probably going to lead Strange Academy, but that's just me. He can't die.
That comic book has so much speculation. Like everyone thinks that's going to be the new thing.
When by the time you get to the end of the movie, it's kind of that. I mean, just everybody can be a magic user, America Chavez and all that stuff. I mean, it kind of seems like that's what's going on.
Guy Scar?
No, I didn't think he was gonna die, man. I did not. I know.
Terrence
I was.
says hi.
It's. Yeah, I saw it. It's the whole good old. It's kind of like baiting it, right? Basically, like, oh, it's gonna happen. But that's what a good writer does, right? That's the whole of getting those emotions out of us. But
Yeah.
But no, I didn't think so. Like you said, I think there's going to be a bigger role. If he has to die, it's going to be more significant than what we got in this movie.
This is about China. There's a big Chinese battle happening in the comments right now. Nick is upset that China has the same taste in movies he has. I don't think that's what Nick is going for with everything he was saying earlier. It's just that Disney markets towards them, or not markets. They bend the knee. They capitulate. They what's the word I'm looking for? Like a
They do what they can to get the money.
Yeah,
There
like
it
John
is.
Cena apologizing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I don't think John Cena understood. I know he took his classes and he learned the language, which is great, but I don't know he knew the weight of what his words were when he wouldn't recognize that Taiwan is separate from China and then the apology and everything. I think he knows he fucked up and he probably won't make that mistake again.
No, that's for sure.
Number 11. What was up with Wanda's Sakovian accent? It was in there a little bit, wasn't it? You see, that's what I mean by reshoots. It was evident. Sometimes she had it, but I feel like other times, maybe during the reshoot periods, she didn't. When she was a mother to Timmy and Bobby, Tommy and Billy, when she was a mom, that mom version from that 838 universe, no, just complete English speaking accent from New Jersey.
We got that on WandaVision as well, right? It was really her accent was really inconsistent throughout that
And one time it returned when she was talking about Pietro, when she was talking to Monica Rambeau. It came back full force, and you're like, ooh, what's going on here? I have no explanation for it. It's consistently inconsistent, and I'm just gonna live with it now. I don't care anymore.
She got multiple personalities too, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she even calls herself the Scarlet Witch. I'm not coming for you. It'll be the Scarlet Witch.
Right. Yeah, in itself right there, man. Yep. Proof. Bam. Yep. Oh man.
Philip, what's up with Wanda's accent?
I honestly don't know. I feel like she just kind of bounced back and forth between it in certain parts of the movie. The reason as to why, couldn't tell you.
We cut now to the final question. What would be more fitting name than Multiverse of Madness? I think that the movie lost a little bit because it was called Madness. My imagination went wild. I'm thinking of Deadpool coming. I'm not just thinking of Professor X, but the whole entirety of the X-Men. I wanted Ghost Rider. I kind of expected all four of the Fantastic Four, not just one. I thought we were getting madness. We went from the main universe to, we spent about a second in a painted universe and a cartoon universe and a black and white noir universe, and it felt like a futuristic 2099 universe. We were there for 1 second each, and then we went to the 838 universe. It wasn't many. There, the Spanish-speaking Doctor Strange in the beginning too. That was another one, but really, the main universe, the 838 universe, and the freaking the one where, what just happened? Well, we almost were visited by a young Third Street
Fan?
Marvel. Yeah. Wasn't Madness. So what would be a better name? Doctor Strange of the Darkhold?
No, Multiverse of Chavez.
Did you make that up, or did you hear that on the internet?
No, I just made it up.
That was
Multiverse of
fantastic. Yeah, she was pretty important. Look, we had Captain America, the Winter Soldier. We've named movies after
Characters.
So why not? Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Chavez.
All right.
Doctor Strange, living the American dream.
Living the American dream. I don't get. Oh, America Chavez.
Because the movie opens up with him having a dream about America Chavez.
Oh, that too. Oh, it's got like a double entendre.
There you go. How nice.
Zing.
That's good. Yeah.
The American dream.
Yeah.
I like it. What would you have named the movie Trinity?
I don't know. I can't really think of anything.
The Book of Ashanti.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't really think of what, like, I'm not good at that kind of stuff, just like fan casting. It's like fan casting. I think Multiverse of Madness was kind of fitting. I mean, anything else would kind of have to allude to Doctor Strange versus Wanda.
It sounds like there's a garage door closing.
The kids just got here and all kinds of stuff, yeah.
Kids gonna kid.
Yeah.
That concludes this week's episode of 33 Burn. It was a bad episode. I had people canceling left, right. You know how many people I invited? And then, oh, sorry, didn't watch the movie. So I had to find new people to invite and new people. And I was like looking for new people. And then K-Dot's like, let me come in. I'm like, K-Dot, don't worry. I got like 7 invitations out there. Don't worry. And I needed so many people to jump in. So I appreciate you guys for making it here. It's nice to have reliable people on the panel. So guys, appreciate that double than I usually do appreciate it. That ends the stream. I'm Chillmonger. Go follow me and check out my free comic book day review that I'll probably do pretty soon. Basco Scenario, what do you have cooking on your channel?
I'm actually taking a week off next week, but you can tune into Hold Up Wait, which is my Friday show at 8 p.m., which is a little bit political stuff with, agenda and stuff like that. But my comic book show that every Wednesday, along with my co-host Comic Chat, which is The Hangout, 8 p.m. Eastern on my channel. So please check me out.
Second Street Marvel, you do like a weekly show for comic books too, don't you?
Yes. Stream. Well, typically I drop a video reviewing comics, hopefully usually on Wednesday, sometimes on Thursday, or, like this week was on Friday. Just time to get some editing and stuff like that done. Doing some live streams as well. Kind of been cutting back on the live streaming some and trying to get back into doing more videos. Got some other videos I got getting ready to come up for reviews of some different crowdfunded comic books and maybe showing off some omnibuses that I recently got. Also some statues. We got some statue unboxings and things like that I've been doing as well. Yeah. I'm going like full Jim Mink collectibles, but low budget style. Yeah. Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Phil, you haven't got to record the podcast yet, but you will be talking about the Multiverse of Madness with spoilers.
Yeah. I have a couple of friends. We're gonna get to do a spoiler-filled review of not only Multiverse of Madness, but as well as the latter 3 episodes of Moon Knight. The first 3, my friend Chris Evans and I did on the last episode of Superhero Stress. We also talked about Thor: Love and Thunder, the trailers, the posters, things like that, things of that nature. I did just post another episode of The Eternal Night, a Batman-centric podcast that my friend Craig and I do whenever we can. That just posted today. We have a segment called Legendary Moments of the Dark Knight, where we just kind of go through Batman's mythology, comics, books, animation, videos, video games, movies, and we just kind of pick 5 moments from any of them and just kind of rank them 5 to 1, not in a ranked order of best to worst, but just like, our 5 to 1 favorite moments. And we've done 4 volumes of it so far. We also talked about Neil Adams and a couple other things. So.
Yeah, Neil Adams is so responsible for like the main. You remember that Joker picture where he's got the Batman on the card? I didn't know that was him.
I have that poster and I have it signed by Neil Adams.
Awesome.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I didn't want to interrupt during the stream, but it was just announced that George Perez died.
Yeah. I seen that earlier too.
Legendary comic book artist.
Yep.
We knew he was terminal, and it was nice that for the last 4 or 5 months, like people knew about it, showing him appreciation and everything. And there it is.
Yeah.
On that somber note, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you guys the next week.